One of the things we do at the Rebanks Family Fellowship is we create opportunities for the extraordinary musicians in the program to curate and to produce their own content. That has been one of our great challenges over the last 16 months through this pandemic. We did our online presentations and they were fine, but really the driving force of any performing musician is that reaction with a live audience. So when we were finally allowed to get out and make music in front of people, we jumped at that opportunity. We partnered with our friends at Theaturtle Productions, a wonderful theater company who has expertise in producing productions in the public parks during this pandemic.
We wanted to make something happen. We have these performers who have been just waiting in the wings for performance opportunities.
One of the things that's happened is one of the works that was being considered was the Erbarme Dich from St. Matthew Passion, and it happened that we knew that the spectacular young dancer Neshama Nashman had just choreographed that work in Europe, and she's back home over the summer, and we thought, could we do the Erbarme Dich in a version for accordion and violin and dancer, and all of the stars aligned?
The Rebanks Fellowship, it's been a little different this year with the pandemic, of course. Things have been somewhat delayed. This project is the first collaborative project that we're actually getting to do. And to do a multidisciplinary project is just very exciting as we're coming out of COVID. We'll be reaching people in a way that we haven't in a year and a half. So that's really refreshing.
Can I hear from 37? This was sort of a surprise. There was a dancer who I created this piece for, and he's from Spain, so it's difficult for him to come for this project. And so last minute, Barry Schiffman contacted Martin.
Barry Schiffman sent me a message and said, "Hey, are you around? And if so, are you willing to dance?" I said yes on the Saturday, I think, and I started rehearsals on Monday, and here we are a week later for the premiere.
It's the kind of piece that normally a bit more time to set it is important, but we managed somehow to sort of layer a little bit and a little bit each day, even in this short time. You see, you're having shoulders and you're having knee, but we've lost this in the spine. There we go, beautiful, exactly, there we go. And this one was great, but there's times that you're having a bit more resistance, which is beautiful. So if you can have, just so it doesn't get too sharp. Sure. But that was actually, Let's go from 31 again, or Lich, or. Yeah. This is the first time that the piece will be set with live musicians. And so I'm just so excited to hear the violinist, to hear the singer, and then have, instead of an orchestra, an accordion.
So I'm the orchestra, and it's a very calm effect. So I'm like, I guess, the pizza dough at the bottom, and they are all the ornaments on top. So I just do things like this.
Erbarme Dich, my God, have mercy, my God. It's the aria from St. Matthew's Passion by Bach. And this concept of mercy sort of brought me a lot of questions. What is mercy? And what is mercy in comparison with compassion? Why is it that we put this ultimate forgiveness into something outside of ourselves, into an entity outside of ourselves? So this piece is sort of questioning that, and it's bringing us to the idea that maybe have mercy, my God, is us. I am my own God. I have that power over myself to choose forgiveness. This piece is following an individual in a particular meditation where they're saying, I forgive myself. And they are fully encompassing what it means to forgive themselves. And so as they're on this journey, there's bliss, there's challenges, and everything in between. And it's not a beginning or an end. It's sort of an approach to life. And there's moments that it's easier to forgive yourself, and there's moments that it's really challenging. And it's being consistent in that practice, in that ritual, even in the challenging moments.
This is an extension of the work by Bach, because this is written for an orchestra with several choirs, 2 in fact, and it's meant to be performed on Good Friday. But as I like to think with any Baroque work, it was quite common practice to adapt the work for the performing forces that you happen to have available on that day. So we are extending that, and now we have a dancer, so we've transformed this work in the next way.
It was so inspiring, just seeing what the choreographer did with the music and seeing Bach in a different light. It was, I felt like it brought a lot to my performance as well.
Jillian had the unique experience of being a Rebanks Fellow when the pandemic started. So in her year as a fellow, she went home to St. John. So we were excited to be able to bring her back for this opportunity. And then we're joined by Luri Lee, a violinist who was part of our first cohort of Rebanks Fellows.
In this program, we have the privilege of focusing on the process of creation, and that in and of itself has been enough to justify everything that's gone into this. The joy that the musicians brought to actually working in their field again, it means the world to them. We couldn't do a project like this but for the generous support of the Weston Family Foundation and the Rebanks family. They have my most profound thanks.